experience I've had with the DTR discussion was a discussion I had with this guy that we had kind of been dating for a while, but I didn't want to make things official, and we had been talking for hours, and I kept repeating myself and having to explain over and over again that I didn't want to take the relationship any further, and he was extremely emotional, and I didn't know how to handle the overwhelming emotion.
I think probably my strangest experience with DTRing is actually this whole relationship was just a series of DTRs that I was in, and it usually started out with one of us panicking, and then we would sit in the car for 2 or 3 hours and try to define the relationship. And it never, like, we would just sit there and talk about it for hours and then both leave, and the next day it was just like, did I get anything out of that? No. I got nervous for 2 hours and it was exhausting. But we never really made any progress on that, and it was always in the car too, every time. We never DTR'd anywhere else. It was always at the end of like some trip, or like after coming back from a date. It was just like in the car. All right. So how are we feeling today about the relationship? Like, and it was just never. It was never good.
I think the best advice I can give about a DTR is just to be completely honest with yourself and with whoever you're having the DTR with about your feelings and your emotions. I think that that's really important, but more importantly, I think that any time or any relationship that I ever had to have a DTR with, there was already something missing in the relationship, I felt like. And so I feel like oftentimes when you are having a DTR, it's already a signal that something isn't right with that relationship, because when it is the right relationship, it just flows and it's natural.
Tips on having a DTR: number one, that is most important, is to be very clear and direct. The worst thing about a DTR is if you have to do it 3 times because they still didn't get it. Second thing is just to remember to consider their feelings. You don't want to be too harsh and be like, I'm breaking up with you because I hate your laugh. You know, it's not mean. You should sugarcoat things a little bit, but still be honest and clear. And finally, stand your ground, because a lot of times they're going to try to persuade you in that conversation to change your mind or to take a different route, and you need to just stand your ground on the decision that you've made. You've obviously made it for a reason, so stick with it.